Do you hear that? It's just a new day, boo-boo. It is just a new day. Regardless of what's going on in the world, regardless of all this fear that's trying to be imprinted onto us, trying to force us to do things, let's be fucking real. Let's be honest, boo-boo. This global pandemic is actually a Plan-Demic. Yes, I'm telling you. Are you ready to hear the wake-up call? There is a wake-up call. There is a siren. I've been hearing sirens for days. That means it's time to see the truth. And not the truth in the outer world, but the truth within you that you have been avoiding seeing. Today, we are going to get in depth in understanding what you're feeling, what you're currently facing. It's just a plan, not for you to fear, but for you to finally wake the fuck up.
Let's get lost.
Oh my god, boo-boo, the birds are chirping today. It is a beautiful ass freaking day. What is going on, boo-boos? Welcome back to another episode of Embracing the Essential series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. On this channel, I speak about spirituality with compassion, emotional awareness with love. I do guided readings for each zodiac sign, and I talk about things that need to be talked about because I feel it's our divine right to know more than what we have been told, because this is how we heal ourselves and take back our power. Now, if you want to book your own personal reading, you could go at the bottom of the description box below, and also the link to my new merch, boo-boo. But let's get into this because I want to talk about, I was having a conversation with my spirit guys. I was like, yo, what's the next level for me? What's the next step? What do I need to do? And all of a sudden, I just felt like a clog in my throat open up. And you know when the wind is coming in, it's all about the heart. We're about to speak some motherfucking truth right now, boo-boos. This world is fed so much information, but we're starving for wisdom. I'm not going to tell you I know it all, because I don't. Even though we do have God within us. We are our own gods. We are our own saviors. We are our own healers. We have the right to live the way that we want to live. But what I will share with you today will make some things click. It will make some things activate within you. It will make you wake up to some truths within you to realize that everything that we have been taught to believe in was just a plan. It was just a plan. You know, when I was having this conversation with my guides, they literally told me, Brittany, talk about the Plan-Demic. I was like, what? Stop it. Spirit. What? Because I always knew so much at a very young age, the entertainment industry, programming, subliminal messages. That's why I don't even fucking watch TV. I barely do. I mostly read books. I mostly meditate. I mostly stick to myself because the inner wisdom is within. The wisdom is within, even though I said inner. But as I was like having this conversation, I was just shocked hearing that. It made me think about all the times when I was in school learning about history, learning about mostly history. I never liked history, and I see why. Because history was just all, let's be honest, it might be a fucking lie. You ever thought like everything we've been taught might be a fucking lie? If you ever felt like, what if everything we would believe in is not what we should be believing in? Babbling and bibbling because we've been given so much information, and yet it's like we're distracted. We're not seeing what's behind the veil. I'm here to share with you today some eye-opening key points about this whole fucking system. And I'm at a point where I don't give a damn if my life gets taken, because if it does, that means I did my duty and God is ready to take me back home, boo-boo. So let's get into this. It made me really started to think, going through school, going through life, going through how my parents have been brought up, working, hustling, not being there for their kids. And I will never forget, I was learning about the Great Depression, and I was learning about the most impactful moments of history. After World War II, all of a sudden the Great Depression hit, and that made me wonder. That made me wonder really hard, because after World War II, that's when they started the actual system of the 9 to 5. And little do you know, the people who made the 9 to 5 system are actually a really rich family that is not well known. It's because they created a system to rule us. They created a system for us to believe in their own beliefs so we can vibrate at a frequency that feeds them. Who knows if they're fucking human or not? I mean, I don't know. One of them in that family actually had 10 heart transplants? 10, I think it was 10 or 6. And I'm like, what you thinking? You're immortal? Let me stop. There is no judgments here, but let's be real, y'all. Sirens. May God be with that person that ambulance is going to, or that fire truck. Always got to send that love. Always got to send that light. No matter the darkness in this world. That's why I'm here to share with you. You have the right to own your power. You have the right to live the way that you want to live. This is your life. Your parents didn't make you. God just used them to bring you into this world. The government doesn't own you. You own you. Your job, your boss, nothing owns you. Not even your own fucking beliefs that you hold. That's why everything is flexible. And you got to understand that you're a multidimensional being. So I want to just state some things that help me awaken, that might help you activate fearing less. There's no such thing as being fearless. There is a such thing as fearing less. And that is the whole goal. So you can realize there's nothing to fear. So as the system was created, have you realized after the Great Depression hit, every single 10 years, there's always a global pandemic? Why is that? I noticed maybe that when the Great Depression hit, that was a moment when they were starting to activate plans to create systems, to create ways to see how they can manipulate and control us. This may sound crazy. I don't give a fuck. Call me a conspiracy theory. But there is a wake-up call. A lot of people call it Christ consciousness. A lot of people call it Christ rising. It doesn't mean Jesus is going to come from the ground and rise, even though I believe it's Yeshua. It just means that the truth within us, the power that Christ holds, is within every individual. And that's rising within us because you know it's time. You know it's time to move forward. You know it's time to speak your truth. You know it's time to step in your truth because you're tired of the worry, of the fear, of thinking that fear is more responsible than choosing your joy. When you realize when you're joyful, everything goes your way. Why is that? Because you're meant to vibrate high. You're not meant to vibrate low. We were taught fear so we can vibrate low, so we can feed the system so they can keep manipulate us and thinking that we are the oblivious ones when really we're the ones who make this system run. So let's continue. After every 10 years, there's a global pandemic. Why is that? It's just to see if they still have us in their grasp. It's just to see, are people still listening to us? Are people still believing in this system? We got corrupt people, yo. Let's be fucking honest. A lot of things are coming to the surface. A lot of things that was in the dark coming to light. And it's because it's time. It's time. It's time to realize that we can't keep moving forward within this darkness. We do need the darkness. We are duality. We are light and darkness. But the thing is, living this way consistently is what's going to kill us. Living this way consistently is going to make us feel limited and think we have no sense of power when we do. We do. You know, I really thought to myself, there's 7 billion people in this world, right? There's 7 billion people in this world. Let's take 3 billion out of that dynamic. What's left? Damn, I suck at math. I can't, yes, you guys, I have to use my fingers. You got 4. You got 4 billion people left. All right. So you got 3 billion out of 4. The 3 billion we consider the elite, the 1%, whatever they like to label themselves. Fucking labels. Labels are the number one reason why we are in separation. Men, women, black, white, all of this shit. It's just a way to categorize us, to keep us separate so we can create a division, so we can go against each other and destroy what was created for us to thrive. I'm telling you, we got corrupt people who are in authority. We got corrupt people who are ruling a system that they don't even fucking know about. They probably even forgot what they were doing. But once that shit pummels, I'm gonna tell you something. Out of that 3 billion, we have 4 billion. What makes you think we can't outwin? What makes you think we can't come together and rise? The only reason why we go against each other is because everything is teachable. Judgment, hatred, war, evilness, violence. All of this is fucking taught. And you know why it was taught? Because I'm going to still share it with you. We're feeding a frequency to those who need to rule through fear. Through fear. There's nothing to fear. Have you realized every movie you ever watch is all about good and evil together? What is that movie? Oh my god, I forgot that movie. It was like, I think, made in the 90s. He had to wear sunglasses, and when he put on the sunglasses, he started to see the actual like false people who are acting human. And then at the end of the movie, spoiler, I forgot what it was called, but the tower that had like antennas on it, and that antenna was keeping the frequency alive in order for those quote unquote look like aliens, keep them alive. But when the guys put the glasses on, he knew. He saw the truth. Now, I'm not saying we need glasses to see the truth. And you know what's crazy too? That fucking movie actually came to life. Because there was something about, what was it, that fire in Nashville? Whatever that happened with the trailer. Little do you know, the underground building they were looking at, across the street, there was an AT&T building with antlers on it, just like the one in the movie. Ain't that some shit? We are energetic beings. That makes us divine, because we are non-physical and physical. That means multidimensional. So if we are all this, why are we only taught physicality? Why are we only taught solidness? Why are we only taught to be stern, to be serious, to be fearful? It's because it's the easiest way to forget your power and your truth. They don't want you to know your truth, because when you know your power, that's what happens. You rise up. You go against the grain. You rise up. The only reason why we live in fear is because they want to keep us in a mental prison. And what happens when we're all in a mental prison? We don't think we have no control. But I'm here to share with you. There's nothing to fear, because I'm a huge believer. If the people who are in authority, if people who hold badges, you know what I mean, guns, gotta be behind a suit to demand authority, are more fearful than the people who actually have their own sense of authority. Because if you believe authority comes from government, comes from something outside of you, then you don't know what real power is. God created each and every one of us because God knew its creation has its power within them. Each of us have the power of divine. That means we have a right to exist. We have a right to be here. And that's another thing we got to change, our perspective on how we see divine, God, universe, whatever you believe in. Because at the end of the day, there is something that created us in this existence. And at the end of the day, you know, deep within your heart, the bottom to your core, you know there's something more within you about this life. It's time to discover that. It's time to realize that fear is man-made. Instead of saying, fear, fuck everything and run, nah. How about looking at fear and realizing, damn, my happiness and my joy is more fucking important. So look at fear as, bitch, get out my way, go behind me and push me, because fuck everything and rise. Fuck those old beliefs. Fuck the way you used to look at yourself. Fuck a job. Fuck a this. Fuck a that. I'm not telling you to stop doing what you're doing because it's helping you pay the bills. But what I am telling you is that it's okay to know your truth. It's okay to believe in what you believe in, even if it goes against the grain. It's okay to choose your side that feels right to your heart, even if that means you feel a little guilty from leaving people behind. Fuck it. Don't feel guilty. This is your path. This is your journey. This is your wake-up call. Everyone has their own calling on this planet. But are you ready to listen to that call? Are you ready to understand that a lot of things have to crumble? Because we've been living on a false foundation? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So, beautiful beings, I share this with you to understand that there is nothing to fear. You are a manifester. You are a divine being. You are one with God and the universe and everything. And even that leaf, that tree, that bird, that dragonfly, everything. You are everything. You are your ancestors, your guides. You are the power that you've been seeking. And here's the funny thing before I leave you guys. We are not fearful of what's outside of us. What we're really fearful of is our power that lies within. That's why they don't teach us how to love ourselves. Because when we learn how to love ourselves, we learn to understand that the answers are within. When we go within and seek the truth, we understand our own truth. And then we see our own perspective of what is true to us in the world. So stop being fearful of things outside of you and start realizing, why am I fearful of my power and not standing in my truth? Oof. That's the real question. But other than that, boo-boos, that is all I wanted to share with you. Just know that I love you guys. Just know that whatever your heart is calling to right now, follow that. Follow that. The ego lives in fear. The mind lives in fear. That's why it's just a tool. It's not the way to live. Your heart is your truth. Your heart is the first thing ever created in the body. Your heart is where your soul is, your faith, your power, your light. So understand, the reason why we're not taught from the heart and emotions, because that's what makes us powerful, is knowing that we have the right to feel what we want to feel. And through our feelings, create our beliefs, and our beliefs create our actions and our embodiment. So boo-boo, that is all I wanted to share with you today. Please know how powerful you are. And stop declining, neglecting yourself. When you start trusting you, you'll be surprised what will be shown to you. A lot of truths that you'll be like, damn, why was I scared of that shit? But other than that, my beautiful beings, I adore you all. And I really hope this activated something within you. But other than that, I love you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. And have a blissful ass day. Because you deserve to choose how you want to live and feel. I'll see you on the next one. Namaste.